Grantastic Rising, everybody. T-NocK here with Source Shield. We're on a lap chat, early morning lap chat. It's a little after 7 a.m. here on the West Coast in California. Figured I'd get my sizzling walk in before a light, healthy breakfast. I was just thinking, a lot of effort's been put into my day-to-day life, and I was just reflecting on where it's gotten me. And in the last 5 years, since 2020, I started my weight loss journey in 2019, January 1st, 2019 to be exact, and it involved no alcohol for a year. Watching my eating, diet, etc., getting more exercise in. Sick of being 260 pounds. You can see it in my description if you're curious. But I was sitting there thinking about where I started and where I am. And yeah, I've come a long, long way. And it goes beyond physical. It goes way beyond physical. It's mental and spiritual. Got a car coming up. But man, I should have done director's cut. You could have seen all around me. It has the camera on both sides. But I've come a long way from where I started. And when I look at it, the weight loss is the least significant for me as far as my changes. My inner circle of family and friends, they all see the mental change, the mental maturity, the change of perspective, the change of paradigm. Yeah, I got my truth. I'm with Source. I got my investments. Hit the like for XRP, Ripple. Let's go Brad Garland house. I got my health. I got with God. I never had God in my life. Though some would argue that God's in everyone's life, they're just unaware. I'm not going to argue that. Maybe it just takes the mature eye to see what Source does for one's life. But like I said, the physical change is the least significant in my personal journey. It was the addition of God that made an appearance in my life. And Source didn't enter my life until the connection vehicle was clean. And I mean my body, my vessel. So we had a fellow neighbor walk in, didn't want to interrupt his relaxation. Seems like a nice fellow though. But the changes that I went through, like I said, the least significant was the weight loss. Though I did very much like losing 97 pounds. But it was the mental maturity and my paradigm change, mainly from archaics. But none of this would have happened, and my connection with Source, I don't believe would have been created until I made the choice in cleaning up my diet, incorporating and exercising in, and really cleaning my body to where this energy could be absorbed properly. Because energy is energy. It's how are you going to receive it? Are you disgruntled, negative, living in shame, regret, guilt? These energies are going to amplify all of that, which is no bueno. I would say no bueno. Oh, look at that. So over the last 5 or 6 years, to my community, this doesn't even give my inner work justice. Like, I really should have videotaped my journey. What a documentary it would have been. How many mornings after work, because I've worked midnights. I've been going on 18 years on midnights, and for the most part I've worked with it, but it's just been an unbelievable journey for me. My return to source. And it started off as a health journey. I wanted to quit alcohol for a year. I used to be a functioning alcoholic, and I couldn't believe what that change led to. What a snowball effect of just positive outcomes. I ditched the juice. Been drinking since I was like 19. 43 now. And I'm in the best shape mentally, physically, spiritually than I have ever been in my life. And unfortunately with that, maybe some people will agree with what I'm about to say, is when you start reflecting, because I've done a lot of self-reflecting, holding myself accountable for past actions, and really dissecting a lot of different topics, situations in the past during my meditations, and the tears that were leaked out, the healing that took place day after day after day after work. I'd sit in my garage and meditate for 20, 30 minutes every single day, and what I talked to God with was, it was beautiful, but it was tough. And I look back at all that, and I ask myself, how many other people are really going through this? Not a lot. Because not a lot of people can sit down with themselves and really look at themselves as the common denominator in a lot of their issues they're having in their personal life. I really don't know where I'm going with this. It's just been a lot of effort on my part, and I feel like I'm almost spinning my wheels, but I'm not. I'm a totally different human. With all that inner work, I've seen my outside world morph positively. I mean, I'm more active outside. I try to stay with my routine. There is actually no try. It's pretty much I do it or I get I really have a talk with myself, and it's been doing me well. The midnight thing, I'm working with it, but I'm ready for change. Whoa, we're back. Had another fellow walker on a morning walk. A lot of neighbors walking dogs. My dogs, they can't last. Their legs are too short. Got a couple Frenchies. They gas out around the first stop sign. Almost have to carry them home every time. They're like those little Halloween candy bar legs. They're about that long. But what I was saying was, what I went through the last 5 years is just absolutely profound, and I often ask myself, how many others are really going through this? And I don't think there's a lot. Because there's a lot of individuals who can't be alone with themselves. I mean, I have some friends and family that there's no way they could sit with themselves and go over, who they really are. What do they really think about their actions? What do they really think about the connections they've made with friends or family? Are those relationships really beneficial or hindering growth? I didn't think of any of this. I didn't think of all this. But with that body cleanse, with the dropping of that poison, and I'm talking alcohol, these questions, there was room for these questions now that the substance was erased from the menu. That left room for other stuff, and what a flood of ingredients. Started reflecting on myself, my family, my actions. I hardly watch TV anymore. Maybe some spiritual content, you know. Brother Mike from Our Everyday Lives. Brother Jason from Archaics. Brother Chad Lysenby. There's a couple others. Those are my three main. But, you know, these are all people who I would say awakened. And it's nice to know that there are others out there, and who knows, maybe they spent time in meditation. They have their own relationship with God. I'm pretty sure they do. In fact, I would say without a doubt, they have a relationship with God. And if you ask them, their answer would probably, yeah, it took effort. Takes effort. Oh, look at that guy. Little rod. Man, it must be a car show going on. Got all these old cars flying by. Sweet. I guess the point of this lap chat is share with the community. There's going to be times of reflection where you go, what is all this for? What is all this changes for? I'm still in the same spot as I am. I'm still at a matrix job, 18 years, midnights, 2-hour nap in the morning, and then I'm gung-ho until 5 p.m. You know, when my sons were younger, that's when I cooked dinner for 2 hours. Dinner, enjoy it, dishes clean up, shower, nap in bed by 7 p.m., wake up 9:50, get ready, leave by 10:30 p.m. I'm at work by 11:50, clock in. There you go. Clock in by 11, and I meant to say 10:50. Clock in by 5 till 11 to 7 a.m. Boom. We're there at the shop doing our thing. Drive back home. Rinse and repeat. Meditate in the morning. Take a nap till 11 a.m. I am in the same spot as I was before my awakening, but not as the same individual. I understand what I have now. I understand what it took to get what I have. And no, I'm not rich. No, I don't have all the time in the world, which is, really gets under my skin. Especially when I see these people that they get to do whatever they want all day, you know, and I'm happy for that. But I am not happy for what I do in my everyday life. And it's not equivalent to that. I want my 8 hours back. That's what I want. I don't want to have to go to a matrix job. I want to enjoy my family for another 8 hours. I want to make some progress on my house for another 8 hours. You know, I want to sit down in the backyard, pet my dogs, chat with my girlfriend, you know, for those 8 hours, or some of which. You know, everyone watching this understands what I'm saying. I don't have to explain myself. One day. But back to the same situation, but I'm a different individual. I'm at a higher perspective now. I'm at my higher self. I can really see what I have in my life, who is around me, and filter, clean, assess, look at it from a different perspective. And I'm talking relationships, I'm talking material items, I'm talking consumption, beverages, food, exercise, entertainment, goals. And guess what's involved in every single one of those decisions now? God. That's what was missing out of my life. And when I made the decision to better myself wholeheartedly, I was like, I got to get rid of this matrix potato version of Tony. 260-pound bipedal waste products, belching, farting, giggling at fart jokes. Stupid. Just straight stupid. No more. So, I'm a light warrior. People can chuckle what they want, but let's take a visual assessment here at someone giggling at someone on the path of God. You know, what's godless doing for you? I'll tell you what godless did for me. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I can't even sum up the benefits of what can happen if one makes a decision to start living a healthier life, start self-reflecting, holding some accountability on yourself. It's absolutely amazing what can happen when people stop pointing the finger at outside reasons as to why something cannot get accomplished, as to why something went wrong. And I know everyone's different. I'm just saying from my personal experience. I don't know what to expect from here. I'm just going to keep making content, whether it's good or not. I guess you'll let me know. But I need to change. I've done so much work to myself. I've done so much for my family. And I just feel like it really goes unnoticed. I'm happy for what I see for the most part. But I feel like God's calling me to do something more. And every time I stuff this feeling down, it's unsettling. I get this very irritable, unsettling feeling like, Tony, you know you should be sending out that message. You know what God can do for people. They just got to find God. They got to put that effort out. I always used to think you could talk to God like this, you know, and teach their own. That ain't the language. The language is emotion. And you can't fake an emotion. And God knows that. So anytime you're feeling love authentically, God feels it. Anytime you're feeling thankful for what you have, God feels it. You're feeling grateful for who you know, for what you got, God feels it. Doesn't matter how many times you say, oh, I'm thankful, or you say, I love you, or you say, I'm going to do this, or you say, I'm going to quit that. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you why, because if you didn't say anything and you just quit that habit and then you self-reflected on your progress, you know that feeling you get right here, that feeling of excitement and accomplishment? God feels it. That's the language I'm talking about. You don't need to say a word. Throw some emotions at God. But a lot of people don't understand this because that takes work. Your body needs to be clean to produce proper emotions, to intake proper light codes, to represent yourself properly and not from a radical emotional state. And emotions can work both ways, all right? So anyways, we're a little all over the place on this video. It's what came into my field, you know? Anyways, we're almost done with this walk, this sizzling walk. Another lap chat. I haven't done one in a while. I really just need to get on here. It was a memory thing on this phone. I had to do the whole Google storage. I'm sure Yahoo's about to do that too. I am not good at this online electric, computer. I know they make it kind of user friendly nowadays, but even that, I'm a builder. I like to refurbish, turn junk into just jewels, trash into treasures, and look back on it. And it gives me a sense of accomplishment. As far as the computer stuff goes, it's a little out of my league. Not to say I couldn't learn it, but I have a real hard time getting with the modern the modern material, the modern lingo, the modern what's in well, I don't even know what you call it. Anyways. Here's another neighbor. I'll chat with him. Anyways, till next time, never let your light dim. T-NocK out.